Welcome to American Dream Live. And today will be a bit more usual broadcast. And before I share something funny and some stories and a background story around the topic, I also would love to share a bit more of a transparency with the community, partially because I've been asked about it, and also because it's actually coming. More of that clarity is showing up for not just words that it's been seems like hello Quinetta, how are you? Thank you for joining. So I was just kind of sharing that, promising that I will share a bit of a transparency with the community and why American Dream Life and the mission of how to grow your beliefs and become united human being, that was actually transformed from just to grow your kind of heritage or maintaining your heritage to the unity, and more kind of is revealed to me, and kind of just want to share a bit on the words. It became almost like a game, coming up with the P words, and I feel that it's coming from my intuition, from the source, and I'm just testing kind of in my, how I feel about them, and asking for more guidance, how I actually get to what I get to share around those words. And the other day when I was reflecting on the message, there was more than I even asked for that was start revealing, and it happened based pretty much on something that I saw reading scriptures, and there was a commentary, and what stuck with me was when the person mentioned about citizen of the kingdom, and that somehow got me kind of expanded somehow on the whole thing, and what do I mean by that? Um, Kind of reflecting on the community, and that putting together what it was all about, that heritage identity that we usually are taken from our ancestors, and to desire to be true to it. So that was kind of the beginning of the community, when I felt also as an immigrant that people are just somehow not fully embracing the new cultures, because they feel that they will lose their own when they start doing that, and that grew to that unity that only that fear can somehow move when you start unify within yourself more than anybody else before, to experience more of that, and that identity. And same on my examples, like feeling that, because I'm already originally was growing up, and was born and grew up in Poland. So the fear of losing that identity, I do maintaining that identity. I became U.S. citizen, and kind of the funny story is when you are becoming U.S. citizen based on a naturalization process, then supposedly with the oath you de-announce any belonging to anybody else other than United States. However, it's not so clear because of I did that oath. However, the clarity, it's the rules that are governed by the other countries. And for example, Poland, it's their rules on citizenships are usually that they inherited kind of by blood. So in order to really fully me not being Polish is like transfusing my blood. And what blood I could transfuse. So I was kind of going even further with that. What kind of blood I can transfuse myself, and if I transfuse myself to American blood, so who is American? It's actually a person usually who is a mixture, blend of those different cultures, nationalities, races, and different identities, and somehow blended together. And that's actually kind of leading me to finding what it's leading me to. I'm sorry. Let's just take that step further to that citizen of the kingdom. I kingdom of God, and possibly, you know, if you're not Christian, your word might be different. The divine higher power or source. So why we calling that differently? Well, because of our beliefs, that that it's important to grow, to actually to get ourselves outside of our boxes, and to unite with others, and but most importantly, like I had mentioned at the beginning, to unite with yourself, to find your true identity. So that's kind of where that more clarity, and I'm hoping that I conveying that fairly clearly to give you a better understanding that it's more than the heritage identity that we. Thank you for saying that's right, Kuneta. That it's how it's kind of coming together. Thank you. Hello, whoever else joined. In that citizen of the kingdom, and when it's more than just identity that we're taking from our ancestors, it's more than that. The unity, it's important to somehow get to that space, and becoming a citizen of the kingdom, and that what it requires from. I just want to kind of share a little bit my religious background. So I'm not here to preach to anybody. I am a Roman Catholic and practicing one, but many times I actually didn't feel like I'm fitting in that box, and was always ready to explore different religions and different denominations, to find some actually common grounds with them, and some similarities, not just differences. And I was actually surprised, because growing in that, many times somehow it was prejudice that we are the best. So my expectation were that the only thing I will be finding when I will be doing some research will be differences. However, I was actually pleasantly surprised that I was finding more similarities than differences between different, and that kind of led me to some more of a spiritual journey as well, with that unity, to help with connection, that it's kind of going beyond the religion, and becoming kind of also to actually to find more connection with others. So that was the whole purpose. I was evolving from my research and study of different religions to the spirituality, and going through the experiences to find the deeper connections with others as citizens of the kingdom. And yeah, so how that related to the topic, it was kind of a pretty lengthy explanation and transparency, and thank you for hanging here. So the background story, I don't know what was happening, and I was mentioning that it became a game, how those words, P words, were coming around, and from a totally different sources, kind of. It felt like different, kind of how I came about them. So that peanut butter, I had some cravings. There were some commercials on TV about the peanut butter, and I think on Instagram I was posting on some new Reese's kind of twist with potato chips and the peanut butter cup, and it seems like a lot of people still not aware that it exists or didn't have a chance to try. And the funny kind of thing is that somehow I'm like, how about it's a word with starts with P, and how about if I will be sharing around that word in the broadcast? And then there was like, well, what kind of message I can share around the peanut butter, and realized that, well, when we just kind of lonely peanuts, like I was sharing last week about the prejudice and stuff, we will not be able to accomplish much. Definitely, we can help unite ourselves. However, to create more of that unity in our environment, our world is to actually kind of somehow blend like that peanut butter that creates that nice, smooth, delicious butter. And what requires to be peanut butter, because I'm not here, I'm not starting a new cooking show or sharing the recipe for how to make the peanut butter, because you can look that up. You can also buy in a jar and explore different brands. What I'm talking about, there are three components to that kind of were revealing about that, how to be the peanut butter, that kind of unified blend that is delicious and nice and smooth. It's actually starting with openness, and the openness creates the possibility, and it creates the perspective where there's no judgment and acceptance, like I was describing earlier. For me to accept and not really fully understanding why I'm sharing those messages, why more is revealed for me, it created the openness, and I got to be more open to actually receive that, because if I'm not, then somehow I'm not even aware that that it's a possibility. So that's kind of, and how that relates to that peanut butter, that you no longer that lonely peanut when you kind of open, and but a part of bigger, better wholeness of the peanut butter. So so that's kind of the analogy with, and I have made some notes to somehow stay on track with the message. And let's go with the second one, after that openness, the forgiveness. And the forgiveness is for limited beliefs, and as a single kind of peanut, in order to grow them, they will, it requires to kind of have that blend and that smooth peanut butter. Otherwise they just kind of remain limited when you just keep doing that lonely peanut journey and stuff. So, and once you do that, when you start growing your beliefs, when you open, then it becomes you are more ready for the limitless love, and to create that unity with yourself and bring that unity to others, to create that smooth consistency of batter. So I hope I done a good job to explaining the recipe of how to be the peanut butter. And let's just review that requires that openness, forgiveness, and limitless love. And that's how that you can taste that that delicious smooth peanut butter. And I trust that it's helpful and make some sense to it, and with that analogy to somehow get the point across of that unity and that citizen of kingdom, how what it requires to create that, to become one, to get along with the other citizens of the kingdom, to have that openness, to have the forgiveness and limitless love, or I also love to call it unconditional love, when you're not putting any conditions on it. So let me know how that landing. Please feel free to reach out when you're looking for some clarification on that, when it's something not very clear and not so smooth like the peanut butter. And I'm happy to support that. And also, you can comment. It's streamed through StreamYard on YouTube channel, and in American Dream Life Facebook group community, private community. Thank you for joining, Queen Neta, and for this broadcast here on YouTube, and whoever watching in the Facebook group. When the message kind of landing, it's easier to share from the YouTube channel, because it's a private Facebook group, it will be harder to share the message, the broadcast from that. But comments are welcome on each platform. And also just kind of reminder that it's been usually streamed around like 4:15 afternoon Mountain Standard Time on Thursdays, unless there's some changing schedules. Keep bringing those inspirations and tips and experiences with the P words. And today was a bit unusual with sharing a bit more transparency about the community and why it is American Dream Life, and why it's that importance of how to grow your beliefs and become united human beings. So once again, thank you for those who join live and whoever will be checking replay. Thank you so much, and sending you lots of love, joy, and peace. And take care. Talk soon.